Uh, no, thank you. I think you have covered almost everything. But just I think I want a quick, probably I think have a 2 minute introduction of the people, so that at least we know that okay what kind of a audience we are, so that it will be easy for me to navigate the entire flow and the discussion we can discuss also. So just to set the tone before we go for a quick introduction, uh, this is more onto the discussions, because see this artificial intelligence is not a new subject. Most of you might be knowing that okay, what exactly the artificial intelligence. Generative AI is a new, I can say, the arm inside the artificial intelligence. So it could be the new things, but for artificial intelligence point of view, it is not a new uh, watchword for any of you. Everyone must be knowing. So I hope that okay it will become a very good डिस्कशन. ये बहुत अच्छा डिस्कशन होगा. ठीक है. प्रोबली आई थिंक पीपल माइट बी, लोग कंफर्टेबल हैं हिंदी में इंग्लिश दोनों में, या मिक्स करके ऐसे बोले.
Your
Mix is
choice.
okay, right? Yeah, okay, okay. Mix should be fine. Okay. uh, mm, yeah. So quickly I think एक हम quick एक introductions शुरू करेंगे. Probably I think my introduction already given. Can we start with some of you who want to bell the cat?
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. I
Uh-huh.
am Vicky Kumar from BTech final year student, Computer Science and Engineering. BTech final
Okay,
year.
final year. Okay, that's good.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks, Vicky.
आई एम संजय संगर सिंह फ्रॉम बिहार, राइट
जी.
नाउ इन छत्तीसगढ़। और मैं एक सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपर हूँ पिछले 16-17 वर्षों से। मेरा एक प्रोडक्ट है जो रिटेल गारमेंट्स इंडस्ट्री में
हाँ.
लगभग 700-800 लोग यूज कर रहे हैं, बिजनेसेस यूज कर रहे हैं जी।
Thank you, Sanjay ji. I think we have very nice this crowd. So can we go next? Maybe others
My name is Savan Kumar, and
has
I'm working as a Azure Databricks engineer.
database engineer. Okay.
My name
Can
is
we go
Ashish
next?
Oja,
Uh-huh.
and I'm currently working as an Azure Cloud Engineer.
Okay.
राजीव जी, अगर आप सुन पा रहे हैं हमें, तो मेरा नाम विकास हुआ और मैं बेंगलोर में ही रहता हूँ.
जी.
I am almost 16 years in IT industry and currently I am working with Sun Life as a solution architect.
Thank you, Raja ji. Yeah.
Hello, sir. Pavanu Kumar. I am a civil engineer student.
Civil engineer. Okay. Aditya, you want to go?
हेलो हेलो, आवाज आ रही है मेरी?
हाँ हाँ.
मेरा नाम आदित्य कुमार हुई, मेरा एज 14 साल हुआ और मैं अभी फुल स्टैक डेवलपमेंट कर रहा हूँ और मैंने अपनी टीम के साथ एक ऐप भी बनाया है, एक एजुकेशनल ऐप जो
Very nice. Yeah.
थैंक्स.
Very nice, Aditya. Thank you.
थैंक्स सर.
Hey, hi Rajeev sir and everyone. This is Priya this side, and I'm the founder of Myra Murthy Private Limited, which has gone funded by BR startup as well and recognized by them. And we are into waste management as well.
Thank you, Priya madam.
Yes, yes. Earlier we was doing event management, and we are continuing with that. I'm doing waste management as well.
Thank you, Priya.
Good evening,
Rajeev
sir.
ji, yeah. Can I be on?
Yes, Bhushan ji.
Yeah. Rajeev ji, this is Chandra Bhushan here.
Ji.
And just to introduce with a little bit synchronization with the topic of today.
Ji.
Today I'm remembering the days in 1991, 92 when we had 286 machine and we had only MATLAB tool, and we were doing a single perceptron training where, 2 3 input in a single hidden layer and one output. And I remember we used to leave the machine for 2 3 days time
Hmm.
for completing the training, because
Yes.
at that time we didn't had computing platforms, like cloud storage and robust GPUs and other stuff. So I can say that now it is a time to restart in AI, though the neural networks and all way back in 40 years we started.
Sir.
But there the use cases where very small data sets were not available.
Mm-hmm.
So your session is going to be very interesting and useful for all the investors, right? Where they are entering into the era of AI, and the next 20 30 year, of course, it will take to the journey and benefit us. This is what for as of now I can say.
Thank you, Chandrabhushan sir. I think this will be really good. I think people like you, if part of this forum, that will be really, I think, added advantage to us. Yeah.
गुड मॉर्निंग, गुड इवनिंग सर। मेरा नाम किशोर सत्या है सर। मैं फर्स्ट ईयर एआई ब्रांच से हूँ।
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Ah,
My name is Amit Kumar.
ah,
I am currently a final year student in electrical branch.
final year student. Okay.
गुड इवनिंग सर। माई सेल्फ हरी हिमांशु, आई एम फाउंडर ऑफ साइबर ऑक्टोपस। मैं कटिहार इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज से हूँ और
Hmm.
हमारी जो स्टार्टअप है साइबर ऑक्टोपस, जो साइबर सिक्योरिटी हार्डवेयर मैन्युफैक्चर करते हैं, साइबर
Mm-hmm.
सिक्योरिटी टूल्स सॉफ्टवेयर ये सब डेवलप करते हैं। और हम लोग ट्रेनिंग भी देते हैं, वर्कशॉप देते हैं और अवेयरनेस प्रोग्राम भी देते हैं, ऑल इंटरनेशनल, नेशनल और इंटरनेशनल दोनों।
Thank you, Mansu. I think it's nice to hear such things. Yeah.
थैंक यू।
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, please, Sivan.
So my name is Shivam. I am from cybersecurity branch. I am in first year
Mm-hmm.
of BTech.
Okay.
सर जैसा कि अभी हरित सर कहे हैं कि वो साइबर सिक्योरिटी पे मतलब ट्रेनिंग भी देते हैं, तो आई एम इंटरेस्टेड इन दैट कोर्स।
Yeah. So actually just now आशुतोष भी बोल रहे थे कि ये फर्स्ट इनिशिएटिव है एंड ये कंटिन्यू होगा, तो एंड डाइवर्स फील्ड में होगा, नॉट ओनली जनरेटिव एआई. So we will start multiple aspect of the computer paradigm, right? So when we say that, okay, artificial intelligence, so without security, artificial intelligence is having no uses.
Yes.
So security will be also part of that. So definitely I think mm, that kind of a things I request Asutosh also to arrange. Yeah, we will be doing that definitely. Yeah. So for interest of time, if I left other people, बाकी लोग अगर introduce होना चाहते हैं, like we can spare some 1 2 more minute time, or Ashutosh, if you are okay, we can go ahead.
सर
Hmm.
सर एक क्वेश्चन था।
Hmm.
तो आज का जो टॉपिक है इस सेशन का, तो हम लोग का सर ये सवाल है, जैसे कि आज चैट जीपीटी हम लोग या बार्ड यूज करते हैं, तो यहाँ हम लोग जैसे कोई भी साइबर सिक्योरिटी से रिलेटेड चीज सर्च करते हैं, जैसे ये कोई भी वर्नेबिलिटी से रिलेटेड चीजें हम किस तरह से एक्सप्लॉइट कर सकते हैं एक सिस्टम को, उससे डिटेल में जानना चाहते हैं, वो नहीं बताता है। मेरा ये सवाल है सर, क्या वो एआई जो डेवलप किया गया ओपन चैट, तो उसका क्या आर्किटेक्चर में ही ऐसा है कि नहीं वो बता बता सकता है, या फिर वो इंफॉर्मेशन उसे दी ही नहीं गई है?
So I think this is a very good question. We'll cover that, Himanshu. I think because you are part of the cybersecurity, your expectations will be more towards the cybersecurity part, but we will discuss that point also while we start, right? But for the interest of time, I think we are already to 8:20. Let's start. As already introduced by Sutosh, I'm working for Generative AI for Wipro Technology as a delivery head. So it's a very new field, and this is, I can say that just started 6 months back. And every CXO, when I say CXO, means whether it's a CEO or COO or Chief Finance Officer, Chief Security Officer, everyone wanted their application to be part of the artificial intelligence, which is nothing but generative AI. Okay, why they want such kind of a thing? We'll talk about that. But the important thing is uh, this technology was existing since 1943, artificial intelligence. Now this has become really a one kind of a disruptive technology, which is disturbing the entire software industry as well as the other domain also. Mm. And we'll understand that why such kind of a importance suddenly came to artificial intelligence, which was existing since 1943, when we were not even having the freedom, right? We got freedom in 1947, right? But AI is existing since 1943, right? So what happened suddenly in this world, artificial intelligence world, and suddenly people started talking about only artificial intelligence. If you see Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, right? What happened that, okay, initially this OpenAI is a separate forum. Just to give everyone a background so that we all can talk in the same language. uh, OpenAI is a separate forum, एक अलग तरह का forum है जो कि open stack kind of a things they were developing. So they were working on the generative pre-trained transformer. Okay, so we'll understand what is this GPT, right? And why this OpenAI started working on that. Suddenly they has released this one year back, only in November, 30th of November. They released some kind of a disruption to the market that is called the chat GPT. I hope everyone uses or use this chat GPT. Suddenly they put that, and Microsoft becomes so impressed with the chat GPT, they have invested a huge number of $1 billion to chat GPT founders OpenAI forum, and they have purchased their technology also as a proprietary things also. So when we talk about GPT, so until GPT-2, it's a free source, or the entire things was free. GPT-3 also started, but Microsoft, what they thought, oh, this is going to be a future of the entire IT industry or the entire industry. So they invested a lot of money in that, and they started doing the marketing for this GPT as well. So Google was also not behind them. Okay, and they were started thinking that, okay, when Microsoft is investing this much, they were also working in the background, but they were not that much open. So they also started opening their platform that uh, GPT is not only in hands of OpenAI, we are also in the market, which is having lots of things for the people to do in GPT area or generative AI area. Okay, so we'll talk about that. Okay, how they have disturbed the market and what kind of a things they are doing. Probably, I think many people might be knowing that about artificial intelligence, because I saw some students are there. They might be going through the background of artificial intelligence. Some people are having a security kind of a expertise, so they will be also knowing that what kind of a security drawback is there for the GPT. Okay, so let's quickly, let me share this chat GPT, some quick things, and let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes.
you can see my screen, right? So we started this initiative with the under the banner of Let's Inspire Bihar. So I just want to thanks that also, and the mentor of this Let's Inspire Bihar, Vikas Bhav sir. Our agenda is very simple for today. Artificial intelligence and generative AI. What exactly these two things are, right? Uh, what exactly is the high level design of this generative AI? Okay, and inside the generative AI, there is a, I can say that the heart, which is doing the entire things, and the brain, which is doing the entire things, are called the large language model, right? So we'll talk about that also. What exactly is the large language model? And then we'll talk about the some use cases which is being talked in the industry or being used in the industry. They started using that also. uh, then we'll talk about some of the drawback of this also, that okay, what kind of a drawback and challenges they have with respect to the security point of view also. So quickly, let's this talk about this now, artificial intelligence. I was talking that artificial intelligence is nothing but just for everyone to warm up. It's act on the data with the predefined rules, right? That was the basic understanding of artificial intelligence. And it's having the intelligence like a human, right? When I say intelligence like a human, we can understand the people, we can recognize the people, we can go back and try to get some kind of information what happened 30 years back or 20 years back. We try to get that information from our memory, right? So AI is also having the similar kind of things, and that is being done through the data. Once this AI came into the picture, they started doing something more that is called the machine learning, right? So machine learning, then it's started. So it's started talking about more that okay, how we can act on the data with a specific kind of a use case, right? When we talk about the machine learning things, so they started training the machine, let's say the driverless car, self-driving car. So they started training these machines for a specific purpose. Okay, and they started learning, and they call that this is the model which has been trained, or this is the machine which has been trained for a specific purpose. And when it will be put into the working condition, it will work for a specific manner, like a self-driving car, right? This is the one thing. uh, Predictive analytics. So when we are, let's say, using this Amazon, right, they predict that what kind of a next things we are going to buy. They also give similar kind of a combination as a advertisement to us, or so that. So such kind of things they have developed. This is especially the specific things they developed, and that is nothing but a machine learning based on our data. But that is not the end of the entire AI. And what I was telling, that the new things which has started in the market is generative AI. What exactly is the generative AI? It's a more talking about, you can give me training, okay? Based on that training, I can give you the data which is even far, far better than what you trained me. Hope it is clear to you, right? You give me the training. So if I trained as a human, let's say you got the training, right, on BTech, right? So once you got the training, it's not that only you will work only whatever you have been trained. So you can give the outcome better than what you have been trained. So generative AI is nothing but it gives the data or the question to the query which is far, far better than the context what it has been trained. We'll see that okay, how we can check that when we use some of the tools of this generative AI. But till here I think we are on same page, right? What exactly is artificial intelligence, machine learning, and then this generative AI, when it came, and how it has become really different from this machine learning and artificial intelligence. Any question here?
Just a small question here
Huh.
to understand the basics of it.
Huh.
Right. Say when we talk about machine learning in general, right? So we have a data and either input output, and we train with input output a kind of supervised learning, right?
That's correct.
And when we have only data, then we go for unsupervised learning, that is a clustering kind of stuff, right? And the third aspect comes about reinforcement learning.
That's correct.
And in the extension of that, we have something called transfer learning. So see, these all stuffs are under machine learning, as you have put in a circle, right?
That's correct.
Venn diagram. And under machine learning, you have put a section
Generative.
of generative AI.
That's correct.
Right. So can you give me one example by which we distinguish generative AI from transfer learning?
Okay. So let me say this way. I was talking about that learning point of view, right? So when we trained a model, right? When we trained a model, the model will become specific to that training. Okay. And that is a very costly things to do that. So when I was talking about, let's say, the current scenario, we have used some of the model which is very I can say popular. Let's say we have used that model that is called used for this Flipkart, right? So how Flipkart uses that model, that is a very kind of specific kind of training for machine learning, right? But when we are talking about the generative AI, right, when we talk about the generative AI, it is trained for a very generic kind of a concept. It has been trained for the Wikipedia. It has been trained from the specific data set of Flipkart. It has been trained for data set of the other public forum which is already available. So you, me, everyone is posting something on Facebook, something on WhatsApp. All these things has been taken, and then it has been trained. So when we are talking about the transfer learning, that learning was specific to that machine. But when we are talking about the generative AI learning, it's a generic learning given to a model, so that you will not be burdened to develop the again a new kind of a model for your purpose. Hope it is clear. I can use that model, and that model can be trained for my specific purpose, and I can leverage the pre-trained model as well, which is having their own learning as well. Let's understand this way. So when a teacher teaches a particular concept of science, right, physics, he will be a physics teacher, right? But his capacity is not only the physics teacher. He can teach a chemistry, he can teach a math, because he has graduated from a physics, chemistry, math as a science background. So has a capability to teach that. But when we talk about let's say a person who has done especially only in the psychology, right, or a civics history, he is only a person who knows the history. But if you go and ask him that, okay, can you tell me about physics, he will not be having a uh, either the database to talk about the physics after 12th or the 11th. So his learning is specific to that. Hope Bhusanji, it is clear to you. So that is where we have a total difference between the machine learning which has been trained for the purpose, and this is a generative AI learning or the model which has been trained for a generic purpose. Hope it is clear.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let me go ahead more. Okay. Okay. How many of you have been used Microsoft Copilot? I'm not sure if you will be able to hear that. Let
I
me.
have used that.
Not used. Let me show that quick video.
I
Okay.
have used that actually.
Okay, so some people might have been used, but let me show the quick video for the interest of everyone. How this generative AI is audible? Audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so let me restart. Okay. So before I start, just let me give some background. Okay. So Microsoft internally using GPT. Okay. So before I go to GPT, I wanted to give you some kind of a background that what kind of interesting thing is being done by Microsoft. Okay. So for example, let's say I'm the person. I have to give a seminar on uh, a specific topic. Let's say uh, I can say that okay, child education or the poverty relationship. Okay, I have been invited. I don't know about that, right? But because I have been invited, how can I go and prepare a PPT on that? There is a two ways of doing that. One, I can go and take a help of the person who is really having a expertise in that. Second way is that I can go Google and spend maybe 2 3 days of time, put the data and all, right? But that is not the right way to do that. So Microsoft has found that such kind of a challenge, this is the one kind of a challenge. But I'm talking about, let's say, a person who is a salesperson, right? Today he has to go and present his capability to customer X. Tomorrow he has to go present the capability to customer Y. Technology might be having a difference. He has a big challenge to keep creating a presentation for different customer with a different technology. Okay. What this Microsoft is doing, just you put a text what exactly you want in your presentation. M- Microsoft Windows 365 will help you to create a presentation for you. You can refine it further, and then you can go ahead and do that. That will take not more than 5 to 10 minutes to prepare the presentation. So let's watch the video how Microsoft is doing such things. Okay. You are not able to hear? Sorry. Audio is not coming? That is why I asked. Okay, 1 minute. Then probably I may have to. Just give me 1 minute. Let me share only this one. Okay, okay. Hi, sir. So, good evening, sir. Okay, okay. Yeah, this I'm trying to do that. Give me just 1 minute. Mm, Let me know. How about now? Is it audible? Okay, okay, okay. So with the background that okay, how this Microsoft Copilot. So when you have to use Microsoft Copilot, let's say you have a already Office license with you, it will not work directly. You have to pay around $30 per user per month for this feature to be enabled. Just for your information, okay. But let's understand what kind of a feature it is giving using generative AI technology. So this is about the person who wanted to get prepared for the next meeting, right? Consider that the vice president of any companies or a general manager of any company, he may have to at least I can say attend 4 to 5 different meeting in a day, and he has to get prepared for the next meeting with some kind of a context and the data. Then he can just put if he's not prepared for a particular meeting, he can at least put this data into the Microsoft this Copilot will understand the context, and he can give that how and what are the important things he can consider for the discussion in the next meeting. So that is what it was talking about, getting prepared for the next meeting, right? Yeah. And I was talking about if we have to create a slide of 10 sliders, just we have to give the context, and it will prepare slide for me. If I have a data, and if you wanted to understand that we analyze this data with respect to some parameters, create a nice graph, whatever we want, and then we say that okay, draft a mail of summary of my last meeting. It will draft the mail also, and it understand that what was the last meeting we attended. Okay, so hopefully you got the context that okay, what are the benefit Microsoft is offering with this Windows 365 Copilot. So for example, if you want that, okay, can you give me the SWOT analysis of my last product, okay, which was launched maybe in the month of 20, November 2022, and it will take the entire data and it will start giving the SWOT analysis details to us. Okay, so this kind of a I can say that productivity enhancement things is being done by generative AI. Okay, we'll talk okay how this generative AI is really helping and what exactly is the internal architecture of this generative AI, right? That is important for us to understand. Um, so very let me share the entire screen again. I think this is our limitations for okay, so hopefully I think we understood that okay what exactly this generative AI is. So generative AI is capable of generating text. Very simple. It can generate image from the text. It can generate audio from the text or the vice versa. And also it can give a various type of content. I will give you some demo that okay when I talk about the various kind of content, what exactly is the meaning of that. And it learns the pattern and structure and gives the content even better than what it has been learned. Okay, so how it works quickly. So this is the high level design of generative AI. So it takes the data. So data engineer, what they do, they put lots of algorithm to transform the data, make the cleaning of the data, consistency of the data, everything has been done by the data engineer. Once the data engineer complete this data preparations and data is ready in the format to put into the learning pipeline, then they will start putting this data into the learning pipeline. Generative AI will learn the data using the some of the algorithm. We'll talk about that okay, how to train the LLM. They will learn this data, and then they will give the output once we query that. Hope it is clear. What we are doing, we are taking the data, training the large language model, and then based on this training, if any question is being asked, they will give the outcome of that. So let me share one quick things when I talking about now when we trained and something. So just let's say I just searched one very simple the Hindi poem for Vikas Vaibhav IPS. So what it is telling that okay, I apologizes, I don't have a specific information, and the knowledge updated January 2022. So what does this means? This means that this model of chat gpt 3 which is using gpt 3.5 is trained until January 2022 data. And if you are asking anything beyond that data which is not available to them, they will not be having any information about that. So very important part I wanted to emphasize here, we have only the things which has importance is training the model with the data, and that is a distinguishing factor for any of the model. Clear? uh, let me ask the same question to another model. This is called a simple this now. uh, bard is using internally another model. So we'll talk it's not a gpt, right? So similar same question I ask. Okay, Hindi poem on okay. uh, I will show you one thing why I'm writing this. I will show you, right? Okay, so see this model is already trained and it is not telling that okay, I don't have information up, only I have been trained till this. Like we say that I cannot solve the problem of bsc because I'm only in 12th class, right? Something like that. So training is one part. So this is how it is taking the data, and this takes the data from wikipedia, it takes the data from all the websites, and based on that it creates the uh, text what is being asked. So we call this as in our language a prompt, right? So if you write a prompt which is nothing but a query, in our user we can say is I have just done a query, and with that query I should have a outcome which is nothing but a generative AI will go search in the entire knowledge base what it has been trained. And because it is bard is a google based platform, so it has a access to all the data whatever google is having, like entire google search engine data is also with them. Apart from that wikipedia data is also with them. So they have been trained there, and based on that it is able to give the outcome. But chat gpt is not able to give the outcome because it is not trained for that. Okay, so hope it is clear that okay, how training is important for llm. Any question here?
Hi, sir. Myself Ranjan Kumar.
Yeah.
Actually, what I have listened that generative AI has the two things. One is generator and one is discriminator, right? But I want to know that the LLM model, large language model, is a part of the NLP, right? Natural language processing.
That's correct.
Is that comes under the generative AI or it's a part of NLP?
No, so let me say this way. Good question. So there is a slight difference between the natural language processing in the traditional way. Let me put this way: traditional way of natural language processing. Okay, and generative AI is also based on NLP, so natural language processing. So there is a difference. Okay, the difference is the architecture. So in 2017. this Google has released a architecture for transformer. Okay, so the entire natural language processing is being done by our traditional method also, and this generative AI also. But this architecture is totally different. Okay, when I say architecture is different, it's not like what you are talking about now. It's a architecture of our normal I can say natural language processing. This generative we are using two kind of basic things we have learned in our normal electronics also, encoder and decoder. Okay, so when we call a encoder and when we call decoder, encoder is a something like a detective. Okay, so whenever we have a model generative AI which is based on the architecture using only encoder, it will summarize the things whatever it has been given. So when I say summarize the things, means let's say you have a book. Okay, you give that book, it will use that capability of an encoder, and it will summarize, give the summary of the book. Okay, so you have a, let's say, 300 page lawsuit given for your some of the dispute. You put the data, it will give the summary of the data. So that is called the encoder capability of generative AI. Okay, when we talk about the decoder capability of generative AI, so like GPT is nothing but GPT is a decoder capability. So decoder capability is nothing but give me a small text, I will decode it's a bigger text, and I will give you a large outcome. I can say a writer kind of a things, right? If I am a writer, you give me one line, with that one line I will make a book. Okay, and I will become a decoder of called GPT. Okay, so BERT is a Google large language model. This is the encoder capability. But when we talk about the GPT, it's a decoder capability. But both are using a natural language processing, NLP. But architecture is totally different. And due to this encoder and decoder architecture, their capability to uh, give the outcome is also different. Hope it is clear.
Got it, sir. Got it, sir. Right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So this is a, basic understanding of our LLM, because when we talk about generative AI, just I have shown you a very high level diagram, right? So if you see, LLM is the heart of the entire things, brain of the entire our architecture, right? We are giving the data, LLM is learning that. When we query that, LLM is give the output. So entire uh, I can say the context is based on this LLM capability only. Okay, so let's move this now. I was talking about like LLM is nothing but it's a natural language processing. It's a pre-trained with a huge amount of data. Okay, huge amount of data, and then it's internally using a transformer. So transformer, I talked about that. Transformer is a, neural network architecture which will be having a two kind of a component. One is the encoder component, another is a decoder component, and both are having a two different kind of characteristics, two different kind of purpose. Some of the language LLM is having a capability of encoder and decoder both. So in that case, that language can summarize also and expand the things also. So that kind of a LLM is also existing. Okay. So large language model have a huge amount of knowledge coming from like Wikipedia, large pool of website, internet. It has been trained with all public data, so that whenever I am questioning anything, it is able to give me the outcome of the trained data, or from the trained data it's process that whether it's a uh, really a question which is trained or not. Based on that it gives. If it is not trained, it says that I don't have training data, I cannot give the answer on that. Okay, the basic things I just wanted to tell you, that entire this LLM works on the token. Okay, so token is a basic unit which will be processed by this LLM, large language model. Okay, whenever we are typing a text, it will convert that into the LLM. Let me give that. Okay, what exactly this token? So it will help you to understand more. Okay, so this is the one of the tool. Okay, so whenever we are giving an input, what it does first, LLM will tokenize the things. Okay, so what exactly the meaning of tokenizations? So let's say I'm telling that
आवाज नहीं
are you able to see me? Tokenizer, are you able to see this website?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so just okay, so importance. Okay, just okay, this is enough. So if you see, I typed some character, like I was giving query to chat GPT, simple query, right? Let's say I have given a query that, okay, how to write Python program to reboot my laptop. This is the query I have given, simple natural language text. Based on that, this will go okay, and this has written this Python program. Okay, but the important thing is how it understood that, okay, I am asking that, okay, write a Python program, and it has given me very small Python program with the os.system command and reboot your laptop. Okay, now what I was trying to give you the concept is tokenizer concept, right? So whenever I am writing a small text or prompt, it tokenizes that, and I have written 70 character and it has considered as a 17 token. So around, you understand that around 4 character is having a called a one token. So if you see the color, how it is, this sometime it is taking a from, it is a one token, another token is only 3 characters, some is a 2 character, some token is having a 3 characters, some is even bigger. So on an average, if you see that it's also telling that one token is around 4 character. Okay, and LLM only understand the token. Okay, because based on the token, it gets the sentiment to find the next word or the related next weightage of the word which can come after that and before that to give a right answer. Okay, so I was telling that whenever we type that, it tokenizes it, and after tokenizations, it gives the input to our LLM. Okay, and once our LLM has been given input, there is another things called vocabulary size. So I was talking about, okay, how much my LLM is trained. Okay, if I am having a vocabulary of English, I can speak English. If a vocabulary of Hindi, I can speak Hindi. मेरे पास हिंदी का वर्ड अगर कम है तो बहुत जगह पे मुश्किल हो जाएगा, right? तो vocabulary is nothing but the size, how much token or how much parameter I have been trained. Okay, and I can say that, okay, what are the varieties of knowledge I have, right? That is my vocabulary. And the tokenization cost. So whenever we are acquiring a large language model or developing application using large language model, it's not free. Okay, so each token will cost you some dollar. So there is a very basic fundamental things whenever we are writing things now, we have to understand that also. Whenever you are writing application using LLM or the generative AI, okay, so cost of let's say GPT, right? I hope you can see my screen, right? So if you are using a GPT-4, if you are giving a 1,000 token, it will charge you $0.1. Okay, on the for the 1,000 token output, it will charge you 0.3. So whenever you are subscribing a GPT-4, okay, you have to subscribe this with some dollar, and based on your input and output, they will keep reducing your dollar value, and again you have to recharge. Okay, similarly, why they are charging this GPT, I will talk about that, right? And what exactly is the cost difference. When you go to GPT 3.5, they are charging even much lesser, 0.001 for 1,000 token. But if you are using GPT 4, they are charging $0.03 for 1,000 token. So see the difference that, okay, 3.5 and 3.4, 3.5 and 4, a huge difference is there. It was earlier 0.01, but once they have released this GPT-4, they charge 0.03 dollar for every 1,000 token. So the cost is high, right? We'll talk about that, why the cost is high, right? So similarly, when we use another model, right, embedding model and all, you have to also pay for that, right? That is why it is a costly things also when we are talking about developing a artificial intelligence applications or usage of the artificial intelligence using generative AI. It is not like a very free kind of a things. So whenever you go, uh, while testing also, you have to charge to customer. When you are giving a demo to customer, you have to pay something, right? So you have to get prepared for that also. Okay, any question till here?
I have a question that
Bhusanji.
yeah, is there is any role of LSTM here?
Sorry.
Is there is any role of LSTM here? Uh, my Am I audible? Am I audible?
You are audible. Can you just
Yeah.
tell me the full form?
Long short-term memory. They're also encoded, decoded, and
Yes, it is there. It is there.
sequential.
It is there.
It is there.
Yes, it is
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So I can tell you one example. Example that, okay, how this LSPM works, or long term short term memory works. So let's say we have put a simple query. I love Apple. Okay, my query is very simple. I love Apple. I have given a query input to my large language model. Okay, with that, it's getting confused whether I'm talking about the Apple device or it's a Apple fruit, right? It doesn't have a that kind of a capability and memory to understand the entire things, right? So when I trained it's more, when my query goes more, right, the next step I say, this device is having the capability to ensure security of the, I mean, my data is secured here, right? So then it realizes that, okay, because the data security is coming into the picture, it's not exactly talking about the Apple fruit, it is talking about the Apple phone. Okay, so this capability also they have, because they are having the memory, right? But they cannot distinguish between these two, because of some of the shortfall of the data, right? So that gives a capability to remember the things when we give more input to the model, right? Yeah.
Another question is, does it generate some synthetic data in the process?
You are talking about when it is processing?
Yeah, when
Yes.
while giving the output.
Yes, yes. So it's also having a see, because see, there is a two kind of a things, right? Sentiment analysis cannot be done without having a synthetic data, right? So that is important for us, because when we are having a uh, same kind of a word, could be either negative sentiments or having a positive sentiments. So let me say that, okay, I just put a word that, okay, this movie is badly hitting the market. Okay, how it synthesizes the things? Do we think that it's a positive sentiment or it's a negative sentiment?
It's a kind of
Fuzzy, no, but yeah. So the but it goes to the next, right? So it's a synthesis, but there where this come into the picture, why synthetic analysis is important, right? So this movie is badly hit into the market, right? Next I say it's earned 1,000 crore in a day, right? So that's given the sentiment of this movie, right? Next, I told that even 1,000 crore, because Rajinikanth fan has bought all the ticket in the first day, and they earn 1,000 crore, right? So all synthetic analysis will go, and then they will analyze that it's a really, what is the reality behind the entire sentence, whether it is a really 1,000 crore and the movie is really the great movie, or there is something has been tweaked there. Rajnikant fan has purchased all the tickets first day, and it's 1,000 crore has been came to the box office. The reason is that, okay, there is some kind of a tweak happened, right? So there this analysis come into the picture to understand that, okay, how the relevance of the data or the sentiment of the sentence will be taken care. Okay.
one more question there. Yes, quite clear. One more question, like most of the examples were taken related to text data.
Hmm.
What if the data is image data and wherein images based on a typical feature engineering, uh, it is being predicted about the disease being there or not there?
Hmm.
Can those kind of things can we plug in with generative AI for
Yes.
that?
Yes, it is there,
Another
but we have to use a let me come to the another slide. Next slide is talking about that only. So yeah.
The
So hope
screen is not visible.
not visible.
Okay, now. Okay, not visible. Now visible. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Let me reshare. Let me reshare. Okay. So just I'm resharing again. Okay. So these are the different kind of a model, large language model exist in market. Okay. Uh, let's take the image related things, right? So when we have to do some kind of a analysis on the image, we have to use always this DALI E. Okay, and this will help us because this LLM is specific for image. Okay, others LLM are mainly for text. Recently, 4 days back, OpenAI day was there, where they announced that this GPT-4 is now coming with GPT 4.5, which is combined with DALI and GPT feature both. Means with the one large language model, you will be able to do both the activity, image related activity as well as the text related activity in the 4.5 GPT 4.5 release. But till now, we have to use this for image related activity, this large language model. Bhusanji, is it answering your question?
Yes. Quite informative.
Yeah. So and this is very this slide I wanted to spend some time. The reason was that important thing that okay, being a student, right, we may not be able to spend money, correct, like even $0.01, right, input output text and all. uh, do we have any flexibility that I should be having some LLM which I can use for my I can say pilot or writing code hands-on kind of a thing? So yes, we have that. Like llama model is there, which is having a 7 billion parameter, right? And you can give a token of 4,000. When I say token 4,000, the input text or input prompt size you can give is 4,000 token, right? And I was just talking about GPT-4. Why the GPT is costing more? Because you can give input 8K and it is trained with the 1.76 trillion parameters. So the accuracy of this model is very high compared to the model which is trained with the 7 billion parameter, like llama model is trained with only 7 billion parameter, right? uh, GPT-3, it is also trained with a 175 billion parameters. So this I will be having definitely the accuracy higher than the llama model. But this is not only one of the parameter to decide that which is this LLM is having accuracy or not. There will be multiple things to decide. But simple or a straight way to understand, if the parameter with what it has been trained is higher, we can expect the knowledge of this LLM is higher. At the same time, outcome given by this LLM will be higher. A simple arithmetic, I can say. Okay. So if I'm using a model which is required a commercial kind of a thing, definitely we should be going ahead with the GPT-4, which is having a larger token acceptance, and at the same time it will be having a higher number of parameter which is trained or having a higher knowledge with them. Hope it is clear.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir.
Yeah. Any question? Someone is asking any
Actually,
question?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Actually, tokenization is used for split the paragraph into smaller
Sorry, your
sentences.
voice is slightly low,
Uh, and
Priyaranjan.
actually, sir, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, yes.
Actually, what I'm saying that tokenization is used for the split the paragraph into a smaller unit, right, sir?
That's correct.
And then we use the then we use the embedding and one hot encoding after that, lemmatization and a stopwatch. Then we use the one hot encoding and then we go for the embedding
That's
word
correct.
embedding means
Correct.
converting the word to vector,
Correct.
right, sir?
Right.
So you are saying that it's taking a charge for tokenization, right? But what is the need of the tokenization? We do not need the only words converting the sentence into word to a smaller units. Why it's needs, sir?
No, no. So okay. So
Can
so
you
because
elaborate?
tokenization is a concept. Based on that, it will predict the two things, right? One is the, because entire NLP is nothing but a neural network, right? So with each token it's have a some kind of a relation it will try to understand. So let's take a word, right? Let's say I have given a word universal and university. Two words has been entered, right? What can this model, or can a model distinguish between the universal and university very easily? Because universal is a totally different thing, university is a totally different thing. Almost the when it's tokenizes, it's a four words, it will be almost similar kind of a things, right? So let's say I have put, let me put that
Right, right.
also. Let me put that word, that will give us clear understanding. Give me 1 minute. Where is our let me put this two word. Okay, let's understand. Universal, I think we can't delete. Okay. Okay. You see that how it has been tokenized, right? UNI is one token. It's taken a 3 token, right? And IVR is another token. AL is another token, right? Let's take the university. Okay. It has taken this. So with this tokenization, they are able to understand the next predicting things about that sentence. Otherwise, it will become very difficult for them to understand the difference between the universal and university. So with the tokenization,
Got it,
it's
sir.
understanding that what exactly will be the next things. Let's say I have asked university just a simple things, right? What is the universal and what is the university? Just I asked the question to this chat GPT. This chat GPT just add that what is meaning of universal, right? Universal, huh? It gives answer, right? It's almost the thing that universal means what we understand, right? Generally refer to the something that is applicable, present, recognized anywhere, everywhere, right? That is called universal. But when we talk about what is university, right? University. Okay. So universities are institutions. With that tokenizations, they are able to understand and find out the decoder mechanism that okay, what exactly I have to give a outcome for this, right? Otherwise, it will become very difficult for this LLM to give this kind of a answer. You got the point, right? Yeah.
Got it. Yes, got it. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. So let me move to this. I was talking about some of the use cases, right? What we talked about our generative AI, we talked about okay, what this LLM and all, but really where exactly it will be used in the industry, right? So one thing, very simple things, I can say code copilot, right? Everyone is almost here having a technical understanding. So code copilot, what it does, it takes your text. I have told that okay, to write a website which will be having the let's say uh, cost estimation technique embedded into that about my cloud storage, right? How the cloud storage cost is happening, right? I asked that to write a code. Then my code copilot will use this LLM and generate the code for me. Otherwise a developer need to generate, right? So it's a negative aspect that okay, our engineer will be becoming slightly less valuable. But just I'm giving one outcome, right? It's also for a very complex kind of a code, right? We'll talk about that. Mttr is a mean time to resolve the ticket, right? It's a simple our statistic term. um, so if you we know that okay, whenever we are calling, let's say a call center, right? First it will go to their service desk, right? So their service desk people will understand the ticket, and based on the understanding they will either give the answer or they will take the ticket and they will route it to the another person. But if you see, we have done some analysis of one of the ticket, one of the data point, and how this will be LLM will be helping. Sorry, I think okay. So hope you can see that stable, right? What happens? Um, Virtual desktop is a concept, right? Virtual desktop is a concept where you can access the desktop from anywhere using any device, or your desktop and data will be in the data centers, right? So there are 70,000 users. They are using this desktop, and if any issues, they are raising the ticket. Okay, and this ticket uh, count is for 12 months, so they have around total ticket count is around 55,000. If the ticket reassignment, when I say ticket reassignment means if the ticket is clear and they are able to solve, their MTTR mean time to resolve the ticket is 81 hours. Okay, if one time reassignment happens, means let's say the first ticket has gone to the service desk person, and the service desk person has no understanding about or the clarity about the ticket, he will transfer to the another expert, right? Another expert could be the network expert or the storage expert or the expert who is having the outlook expertise, right? He transferred the ticket. The mean time to resolve the tickets increases around almost a double, means it takes 143 hours to resolve the tickets on an average. Mean time to resolve means it's only mean time, right? Not a absolute time. Similarly, if your ticket reassignment is happening 2 times, okay, and this data is only for 510 tickets, then your mean time to resolve the ticket is increasing 191 hours. And if you take that every hours, if you have to pay the engineer, let's say $20 for every tickets, you are almost paying a double if your ticket reassignment count is increasing. Hope it is clear. How this LLM will help or generative AI will help. uh, it will go and quickly try to get the ticket, and it uses a mechanism that is called either the trained LLM or a RAG is a concept, right? We will talk about that in the next. Uses a RAG concept where your data is already there. It goes, it searches your entire database, earlier ticket history and all. It gives the steps that how to resolve this ticket, and your mean time to resolve the ticket will get reduced around 20 to 30%. Okay, that way your saving will be higher. So when you are using such kind of a use case where your mean time to resolve the ticket is very high, generative AI will be more applicable there to give a quick steps to the engineer so that they can go and solve the tickets. Any question here? Sorry. Or you are with me till here, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So clear, right? So how generative AI will help? Let me give a steps, right? Generally, whenever we are raising a tickets, whether it's any kind of a ticket, I'm not talking about the IT industry, right? Any industry. Let's say my a mobile SIM card is not working. Then what we'll do, we'll put that, we'll call from other mobile, we'll say that my mobile SIM card is not working. Then they will reassign the tickets because they don't understand why it is not working, right? So and then they will show that whether your network is down in your area, or your mobile is having problem, or your balance is gone, what exactly is the problem. Based on that, they reassign that problem to others. So in such scenario, what it will do, it will go, once your ticket is raised, it will go and find the exact steps to resolve the ticket based on your statement given to that person, right? And it will also search your area network, that okay, whether in your area the network is down, or any kind of a balance challenges there in your current subscription, all kind of a things they will check, and then it will give a steps so that engineer can, once you call, by the time you call, the answer is ready to that engineer, that okay, this is the problem, and due to that your mobile is not working or not reachable, right? So it helps in multiple area when we talk about the service desk, right? So because it goes and take the all your pre-trained model data, and based on the data it will suggest the most probable situation. It may not be 100% correct. Till now we have seen that accuracy is only 60 to 70% of the model, right? Not more than 60 to 70%. Okay, so this will be the one of the use case where we can use that. Another was that okay, when we are moving to the cloud, right? So nowadays everyone is talking about the cloud, right? So we have seen that okay, when you have, let's say 20,000 users are using some virtual machines on the cloud, uh, per user cost is around 15 to $17, but this cost is very high compatibly, right? So this generative AI will use that historical data to understand that the problem per users, and then based on that it can be trained with the multiple kind of parameters, right? So these are the parameter we can say uh, which region this cloud is deployment is done, because region wise also cost varies, right? Then it will suggest that okay, this region, because your usage is extensive and your number of users is very high, the suggestive region to move is maybe the India, Europe, or somewhere else, right? uh, so these are the different parameter you can train your model. It's not hard and fast only this 18, and based on that it will be able to understand that okay, whether your cost is high or not. Because sometimes it happens, if you see the t-set side is nothing but what kind of a configuration of desktop you are using, right? So let's say if you are using the virtual machine which is having a very high configurations, but practically only you are using ppt and word in your desktop, and it is a very costly, right? So then it will suggest, give me 1 minute. Sorry. So then it will suggest that okay, to change the size of the users who is very less uh, usage, or the optimized usage is done by that users, right? So if he's using only ppt words and such kind of a things, but his memory and ram is very high, cpu is very high, such users is not required a very high kind of a configuration of desktop. So based on that it will take all such kind of a users, his usage patterns in the last 1 year and all, and it will optimize, give the optimization to optimize that. So such use cases are also being done. Okay, and with the interest of time, quickly I will go to one of the very interesting things, um, how you can use the LLM for enterprise application development. There are multiple ways, like you can create your own LLM from the scratch, right? So many organization is doing that, like Bloomberg, right? Bloomberg is an organization who is doing entire financial based large language model, right? So they are developing and they are spending $1 billion on that to develop that model. Second thing, you can do that full fine tune of LLM, right? So what you can do, you can take the LLM, which is a public available LLM. You can fine tune that LLM based on your need. Third thing is the RAG mechanism, right? Retrieval augmented generations, right? There, it's a cheapest way to develop a application using a pre-trained model. I will show you that okay, how it can be done. And the third last thing is a customized LLM development, right? We can customize that LLM. So there are multiple technologies there. So when you are going to do the full fine tuning, you have to train your model in this. While training, the computation usage is very high, and you will be spending a lot of money to full fine tuning your model. And then your model will be domain specific. When I say, this may be healthcare domain specific, or it might be specific to manufacturing domain, or might be specific to pharmaceutical, right? So all kind of a things could be done, and then it model will be trained for that, and it will be answering your query based on the fine-tuned data set. Okay, another way to use that is a this retrieval augmented generations. When I say retrieval augmented generations, you need not require to train the model, because training model is a huge highest cost, and it requires every time to train the model again. But when you are using this RAG technique, what you have to do, you have to use this search the relevant information. This is nothing but you can use one small LLM and some model also there. Use that. This will search your entire knowledge sources for your organization. So for example, you have a previous ticket details, right? Or lots of document is there which is in your organization database, right? And some of the storage. So it will take that all the things. Whenever any query comes, it searches there. Your data is not going from out of your organization scope, so it's very secure. And in that case, it will generate the request to the open LLM or the model which is a pre-trained model, and it will give the outcome to you. So this way your cost will be reduced because you're not training the model. Your data security is also very high because you're not exposing your data out of the scope of your given organization boundary, and it will be secured. Okay, so this way you can also use that. The one other thing was using customize. So there is a tool called Vertex AI. It's a tool given by Google. So what you can do, you can give the data in the structure and file format. Then it will tokenize the data, and it will use their given resources to train your model, which model is a generic model, or customize your model, and finally you will be getting a customized model here. And this way your model is customized, and you have only trained this for a small set of data, and it will not be costing you very high, and you can use that for your specific purpose. Okay. When we go for challenges, I think some question were there with respect to security. We are already 9:30. Can we spend 5 more minutes to discuss this, or we are exhausted? Till now, you are with me, right? Whatever I told, I think it's clear and
Yes, sir.
understandable,
So we
right?
can like have few more minutes.
Sorry.
We can have few more minutes if you want to continue.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because being Sunday tomorrow and also Diwali for everyone,
Rajiv.
most of you might be.
Yeah, Rajiv,
Yeah,
I've got one question.
please.
You talk about,
Yeah, please.
FinOps, right, where generative AI will help me to optimize the costs and all those things of my cloud expenditures, right? Now, every cloud
Correct.
provider does have their own cloud advisors, and on top of that, every organization is coming up with their own costonomics solutions, right?
Correct.
Without using Gen AI. So,
Yeah.
where I am, where I differ is that how Gen AI will be more accurate in terms of the the advisory or the recommendations provided by the cloud subscriber, or the solution which I have built, a FinOps solution which I have built in order to keep a track or a tab on my cloud expenditure.
Okay. Thank you. I think it's a, I think very, I can say practical question. Practical question. So let me tell some background behind that, right? So when we are talking about cost optimizations, we are doing the automations, right? So क्लाउड प्रोवाइडर हैज क्लाउड प्रोवाइडर है, उसने क्या किया आपको दिया प्रेडिक्टिव दैट ओके आपका सीपीयू ज्यादा यहाँ कंज्यूम हो रहा है, यहाँ पर कुछ हो रहा है, ऐसे ऐसे करके उसने दिया. बट कोई भी क्लाउड प्रोवाइडर रियल डेटा नहीं देता है based on the customized usage, so that they will be in the loss. Okay, so they will give the data based on the predictions whatever you are doing in the current scenario, right? But when I'm talking about the generative AI, let me come to the generative AI. It will search your data and it will generate the script for the solution which is required based on that data. Okay, Now when I'm you're telling that okay, many of the organization already has done such things, right? Let's say you have done some cleanup activity in your server, right? To optimize the cost, because your storage might be consumed, which is not really required, and you are doing that. But uh, is it going to be a really a sustainable model? Because today you have a storage which is used and uh, consumed based on the usage, but you don't have the entire historical data of the entire maybe down the line of the last 3 years. Really that will be being used as a sustainable manner, and your script, whatever we have written, is really helping you to reduce your cost. Because once you have written your script, you might be happy and you may be thinking that okay, this is already done, tested with 5 servers, and it is working fine. But is it practically really correct? May not be. Then this generative AI will go and take your entire data, and based on that data it will decide that I have to write a new script which will reduce your storage or increase your storage to the particular maybe server and reduce your cost. So this is the difference. It will take your entire knowledge base, but when we have done based on the 2 or 3 4 5 testing or 100 testing we have done, right? Not more than that. We cannot do. I think we have the limitations.
I don't know. I mean, but I see that the FinOps solutions which we have created for
Hmm.
our organization, it not only tells me where I'm spending more,
Hmm.
also recommends me that
Hmm.
okay, this is the area where you're spending more, and these are the things that you need to do in order to reduce. So it gives me the recommendation as well. So these
Hmm.
are the following steps you need to take. Say, I will give you an example. Say,
Hmm.
I've got a snowflake, right? And I've
Hmm.
got a snowflake data warehouse.
Hmm.
Now in snowflake, there is an auto suspend.
Tell me
Now when it
one question answer. Today you might be using a file server, or maybe for storage. I'm talking about just a storage, right? Or
ADLS and all,
Microsoft Azure storage, right? Tomorrow you may
yeah.
have gone for NetApp or new technology cam.
Mm.
Will your script will be efficient, or may have you have acquired, your organization have acquired another company which will be having a different kind of a setup? Will your script will work in the same manner? May not be, but data will be always same. Once your generative AI setup is done, your data will be the same, right? Only the variation will be generation of the script. So this is the one of the difference also, that your automation, see, generative AI is not to replace the automation. Generative AI is uh, no way having a competition with the automation. Whatever you can do with
No,
the automation, you can do it, no doubt on that.
no,
It will not go and compete on the automation part,
no,
because
I agree.
automation is
I agree. It basically enhances my automation. It's not
hmm.
replace my automation. It further enhance the functional aspect of my automation.
That's correct. And also is see, your automation is one time developed, and your automation is the don't go and check your previous data to enhance the capability of your script. You have to again put your own effort to enhance the capability, right? But when you are using a generative AI, right, it keep enhancing that capability based on the data set what it is coming. You need not worry about the enhancing the capability of your automation script or the code generated. I don't say automation script, it's a code generated, right? So as your data set changes, or dynamic nature of your data, your things will change. For the smaller organization, I say no, it may not be required that okay, automation will serve the 101% of the things. But when we talk about the bigger organizations where your automation may not be very effective, right, to save the cost, there it will be more I can say relevant to use the generative AI rather than uh, using the automation part, right? When we say that uh, my organization keep doing some kind of a demerger merger, right, many organization does that, right? That time again the entire architecture will be changing, right? Whether I'm going to use the same kind of a script may not work there. Then again I have to spend the same amount of time to make compatible my script to the new organization, or the organization which have demerged, to remove that organizations, all kind of things will be done, right? Yeah. So that way it will be a more relevant, not replacement of the automation part, Anubhav. Yeah.
Got it.
Any other question? Because so one security question came, probably, I think, I'm not sure, it came from her. He left. Okay. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
Let's say I prompted ChatGPT to write me a phishing mail so that I can send it to someone. But ChatGPT says that sorry, I can't assist you with that.
That's correct.
Okay. So can I fine tune ChatGPT to do so?
No. No.
Or is any method to jailbreak it?
No. So that is where the see, when whoever is releasing this large language model or the chat GPT, they have put a guardrail around that. Okay. So guardrail is nothing but all the security mechanism to filter out the things which is not relevant for the GPT to take as a input. So let's say you have put something which is against the law of the country, then it will not take that and it will not answer it, right? So that kind of a guardrail is already there, which is nothing but a policy is already embedded in that, which will be talking or filtering the things, and you may not be able to tweak it until unless you develop your own large language model, but not the chat GPT.
Yes, sir.
So I have kind of a continued question regarding this. Like you said, there's a kind of guardrail, but certain prompts tend to force ChatGPT or other large language models, or kind of confuse ChatGPT in producing such sort of prompts, which are kind of not very apt, or you can say that do not really follow the guidelines, but they are. And
Yeah.
we can say that this is a kind of a loophole or what, but it exists. So,
Yes, it is there. It is
we
there.
can't remove it, but is there any particular way to minimize it? Because there are
Yes.
certain texts.
So that is where I was telling why GPT-4 is charging more compared to GPT-3 or 3.5. Okay, the reason is that your current chat GPT is based on 3.5, but when you go 4.5, they have a huge set of parameter, and they are trained with the 1.2 trillion parameters. So their training is more, and that is why they are charging, and they are fine tuned the things more, so their answer will be more correct. Okay, so if any LLM which is fine tuned properly and which is having a more parameter training done, they will answer your question more perfectly than the LLM which is not trained properly. Okay,
Okay,
so
sir.
only way is that you have to train your model, and that is the only way to get a right answer.
Sir,
Okay, so now, let's say we are training our data, training our large language model based on the data. So in data, when it comes to data, there are various types of data. Certain data which are correct, the data which are incorrect, the data which are misguiding, and the data which are guiding. So how does any large language model decides which data to follow? Say for example, if I say Taj Mahal is located in India, now I have created a data. Now it will compare the data. So which is now if someone generates a data that Taj Mahal is in New York City, someone has created some 1 million feeds regarding that Taj Mahal is located in New York City, and there is just one feed supporting that the Taj Mahal is located in New Delhi, India. So which input will the generative AI or the large language models will take?
Yes. So See, that is where. So first thing is that okay, training with the right set of data is very important. So when I was talking about the data science, right, the very first thing is that what kind of a rule policy you have defined to train your model. Okay, okay. So no one can train the model just like that, right? So some rule and policy is already defined to train the model. If someone is giving a wrong training to his model, he will give the wrong answer also. So garbage in, garbage out. So if your model is trained with the wrong data, it will always give the wrong answer. But when you are talking about okay, if conflicting answer is already trained, right, with the conflicting data, right, so in that case, that is where the rag come into the picture, right? Let's say your organization is having the similar kind of a scenario, right? And your organization is having a conflicting data which is already trained with the pre-trained model, right, gpt, let's say, right? So gpt is already trained with the wrong data. But what I did, I put the rag which is having the right data, and it will always first reference my right data to answer the query. It will not go and check the GPT data. So whenever I'm querying anything, it will always go and first get the data from the rag reference, and it will give the answer, because it's take that whatever in the rag is my primary data to answer it. Okay. That care we have to take when we are doing such kind of a thing, uh, right? Yeah. So this kind of a hallucination will be also avoided when you are having a RAG kind of architecture to train your model or develop your applications. Okay.
So I do have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, we are talking about NLP and LLM with respect to generative AI. But I'm a little bit confused about with the same for cognitive AI, because that also uses NLP and LLM. So what's the difference between cognitive AI and generative AI?
See, cognitive AI mainly on the behavioral side, right? So, how I can behave in a given situation, right? Based on the cognitive of the data, right? So, here also it is same, because sentiment analysis I was talking about, right? Generative AI also does the sentiment analysis to understand the behavior, but it is not at the level when it became the really a intelligent, like a, when I say super intelligent, right? When I say super intelligent, then only cognitive will be coming into the picture. That never, it didn't come into the artificial intelligence as of now. So even we call like okay, so cognitive things are there and all, but it doesn't take the reality. It's still in the testing phase. So generative AI uses sentiment analysis of the word, but it's not up to the cognitive level. It's still far behind that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
I think with the interest of time, Asutosh, if you are thinking we are good to close for today, or we can say everyone happy Diwali, happy at least next day for you, and happy Sunday. Yeah, hopefully we can meet again. Yeah, we can discuss more with the non-new topic. Yeah, hope I think it makes sense for everyone for today this session. And if any query, please feel free to put into the query. We can keep discussing. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, Ashutosh. Yeah. Thank you then. Yeah. Okay. Good night, everyone. Thank you. Thanks for your time. Thanks for at least being attentive on Saturday. So thank you for all these things. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you,
Then.
sir. Thank you for the wonderful session. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello.